Hello, little angel faces. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to whatever's going on. Welcome to this big, intense new moon energy. Let's just take a second, because I feel like whenever I'm always like all geared up to like start this, and then as soon as I push the record button, it's like I can feel like that feeling of like overwhelm of when you're like flicking through, clicking on YouTube videos or whatever, and just clicking through and through and through, and that kind of like vaguely irritated, half paying attention type feeling. But it's like feeling 100 people all at once, or way more than 100, but like a bunch. I don't know. So let's just take that minute that we don't give ourselves when we're flipping through YouTube and just chill. Ooh. Prayer hands, prayer hands, prayer hands. Waterfalls. Stretch your weird back, because once you've watched more than like 3 YouTube videos in a row, if you like check in with your body, you're like, how did I end up like folded in a little pretzel underneath of my bed golluming this YouTube video? But here we are. All right, we're good. We're cool. We're fine. We're in this weird, intense new moon energy. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the energy and what everything feels like right now, and how we can kind of regain a sense of our own agency, even though everything feels kind of like a lot sometimes. And I also really hope you guys can hear my neighbors partying their little butts off, because it's an absolute mood, and I really like it as like the background vibe to like this video, but I'm not sure how strong this microphone is, so hopefully you can catch little bits of that. But I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that when you first start experiencing any type of awakening, or like spiritual awakening, or when you have these like big like tower moments and all of those things, when you go to look it up or learn about it or hear stuff about it, it makes it seem like, and I don't know if this is because how everything about it is geared, or if it's because like we're little monkey humans, especially at first, and like our brains work very linearly. So maybe it's not what it's all about. It's just what it seems like when your linear monkey brain first like gets a hold of it, like snatches a hold of it. Because what it sort of seems like at first is that, oh, okay, so all of these things I didn't know about, didn't address, are things that have built up. I will deal with them one at a time. I will clear them out. I will get whatever the thing is, because everybody's so different, but like I'll get Reiki therapy, start meditating, cut the cords, like whatever these things are, I'm going to work through this thing and then just be like good to go. Like it's a hurdle, like it's a mountain, like in a very linear way. It's like Marie Kondo is going to come over, teach me how to trifold all my shit. I'm going to throw most of it away, and then I'm just going to live differently from now on. And I think that like the bulk of it can maybe be handled like that, sort of. But now on like the other side of going on, I don't even want to think about it, but like 8 to 10 years of like doing this kind of stuff, learning about this kind of stuff, I think that more importantly, what we're learning by accident, by thinking that we're just tackling these little things, like it's like those memes that are like, the ones that are like, okay, I just got to get through this really hard week. And then it's like every single week after that. Like, that's me every week. Like, oh, I just got to get through this. Got to get through this shift, get through this eclipse, get through this breakup, get through this whatever. And then I'm good. And then I'm fine. And then I'm whatever. And I think that it's easier to like compartmentalize things that way when you're going through something really, really hard. But I think the truth of it is that we're bringing in all of this energy and learning all of this stuff to build a different world, to start interacting with our world in a different way, in a more meaningful way, in a more, oh my god, it was 444 right when I said that, in like a whole different way. Because none of this is going to stop ever. like the vibrations changing and the vibration of the planet lifting and the Schumann resonance being higher than it's ever been before, and all of that stuff, like it's just going to be more and more and more. And I was thinking of this in terms of like when we get these really big intense, so much stuff happens when you sleep. We get these big intense like light upgrades, these downloads. And when it first started happening to me forever ago, it was like, because that's the thing too, like every single one of us has such a different way that this energy comes through. Like if you look at anybody's natal chart, like the entire thing with all the degrees and angles and elements and all of that stuff, like we are wired so differently and process things so differently that it's almost unhelpful, because what could be so helpful for one person can be so detrimental to another person. It could make them feel horrible, if that makes sense. So like a thing to cope with for one person might drive the other person like completely insane. Like for example, one thing that helps me move through energy is literally moving. Like I have Mars in Sagittarius, so if I go outside or walk around or go like lift or go like do anything and move it through, that stuff might make someone else with different, and you don't have to think of it in terms of astrology, that's just the easiest way for me to like compartmentalize and give examples, but like for another person who's wired differently, that might make them feel so overwhelmed. If they're already feeling all of this energy, what might make them feel good is to literally just sort of sit in it and absorb it or go to sleep or whatever, like the very same stuff that would make me feel like insane. And so one of my things that I used to do, because when these big energy download things, they come in like the waves, and I think they kind of hit everyone at sort of different times, but I know you know what I mean. Like, when you get one where your body feels like it's like plugged into something, it's wild. They used to be sort of few and far between, and my main coping thing with it was just like I would always like crave horrible things. Like when I'm craving bad stuff, it's like chocolate chip cookies or like Ben and Jerry's or something like that. That's just like a normal bad, or like I just want to eat like a peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich, like just normal bad things. But when one of these was coming, when it started like all those years ago, I would crave crazy shit that I've never craved before in my entire life. Like I would crave like Mountain Dew or like vanilla Coke, and my body's like, let's do this. It's like a bunch of possums and raccoons in a trench coat took over my body and we're like, let's fucking party. Like, let's do this. And I'd want like that, or like Skittles or like Cheetos or stuff that my sister eats, like enjoys, like regularly eats and craves normal whatever. But for me personally, it's never like a thing. But like that's how I'd sort of like know, be like, okay, let's fucking load up. But the thing is, like, everything is increased and accelerated. That is no longer like, because I was thinking about it earlier and I was like, I think all of these other things I've learned are the things that I need to start like integrating into my everyday so that these things can just flow. Like I cannot afford to every other day just like fill up a Camelback with Mountain Dew and like have a bunch of Skittles in my pockets on the off chance that like things are going to feel really intense. That's crazy. Or how about this? That's not how I would like to move through the rest of everything or set up the rest of my life or whatever. Because obviously that doesn't feel very good. You get like the weird sugar hangover and everything, and you're just like, oh, it's not what anybody wants. But anyway, so I think all this stuff coming through is helping us be more aware of our body, more aware of our surroundings, more aware of our feelings. And it's less like one big, huge clean out and more like, how can I be more aware of myself and my energy to keep things where I want them, to where it does not build up to a big, huge clean out? Because I think that's more sort of the point. Like, I think we're all seeking to engage in the world in a more meaningful and balanced and authentic way. And that doesn't necessarily mean like the work is over, but I do think that it starts to feel less like work and more like just a way that you've chosen to start living your life, which I think is more liberating and more freeing. Because I think a lot of us, especially with this new moon, are in that place of, oh my God, what, like what's left? What thing do I have to overhaul? What thing do I have to change? What thing is going to pop up to be dealt with? Like, what am I healing? What thing do I need to? I don't think that like that sort of adversarial viewpoint of us versus our healing is going to serve us moving forward any further. And I think that it's time to sort of just drop it. And one of my suggestions for how to drop it is getting to know yourself in the way that you know what you need, and you know how you are feeling, and you know what you need to heal. Like making friends with that internal version of yourself. And so a good example of this, I can feel it, so like it's what made me want to do a video, but I also can feel it so strongly, like here in this space that we've created between like me making this video and whoever watches this video. Like I can feel the like irritation, like the frustration, and it's reminding me this is so gross. And I have to say it because I was like at first I was like, I don't want to say that, that's gross. Like yeah, but it's visceral, and it's that visceral like understanding that sticks with it. I'm like, I don't want, this is gross, whatever. So whatever, here goes. It's like I want you to imagine these like leftover little bits of healing that are hanging on and irritating you. They want to be dealt with. That's why it's irritating you, because it's always you to you. Like life is one big Kermit meme. It's you to you all the time, ever. Like any of this stuff that seems coming outside, we're all experiencing a projection of our internal belief, and all of that stuff, always you to you. Kermit to Kermit. Always. So this stuff that's irritating you, it's like that part of when you get a really bad sunburn, like a bad sunburn, and it's all the way healed. You've done the whole deal. It's like a week, 2 weeks. I don't know. It's been forever since I've been sunburned really bad. I should have called my friend. But like, it's right at the end. You're all healed, but you have like that dead skin on you still. Oh God, this is. Bleh. I feel like Vince Vaughn in that part of Four Christmases where he's like, I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna do it too. But. Ugh. But that part right towards the end, like, can you, because that's the thing about this healing, like, it needs to come through and it needs to happen, but you also, combated with these, like, energy shifts in this healing, you also always have your own free will and your own agency, all the time, always. And so it's like you have this, like, emotional, energetic, dead skin on you. You are more than welcome to wait until, like, it just kind of falls off, to like wait till it falls off, like in the shower, to just itch a ton, to put on lotion. You can do any of those things, but you also, just like you do with your own healing, have the agency to exfoliate it all off if you want. To get one of those like brush things and brush yourself off in the shower, or get one of those loofah things, loofah the shit out of yourself and put on some lotion that feels and smells good, and just have it be done. That is always an option to you. That amount of being able to have that free agency and move that energy is always, always, always available to you. But the thing is, it has to sort of come from within you, is the easiest way to move it. So you have to figure out what works for you. Because in the same way, like we were talking about astrology, everybody's built different, whatever. It is completely different. What's going to work for you and move things quickly for you and feel right for you. You have to connect with like your inner shaman. You have to go kind of within, however that works for you. Find a quiet spot, find a super loud spot that drowns everything else out. Just have that minute with yourself and be like, okay, what can we do? What can we do? What's the thing? And just kind of, for a while, do whatever shows up. One of the most effective things I've ever done for myself, ever, is this really weird energy clearing thing where I would literally just sit there in this energy, and mentally it was a way of like getting other energies like off of my energy field when I first learned how to do that. And I tried all of the, like exhaustive other things. There was always so much Capricorn in my chart. I'm always trying to do things the right way, the exact right way, like the way you're supposed to. And I tried so much shit like that, and it just was not, like I would have to grind away at it. So once I got like very fed up, that back to the wall feeling, I was like, fine, whatever, like please just help me get it off. Like I don't have time to like go into like a 4-hour meditation, like just help me. And the thing that worked for me was like cleaning a window. Like I sat there in my mental shamanic space and just could hear like that noise of like that wet paper towel on a window, like with Windex on it, that squeaky ass noise. It was like cleaning soot off of this thing. And in like my whole body just instantly felt better. So allow yourself the space to engage however you want to engage, and allow your subconscious to talk to you however it wants to talk to you, so you can move on, so you can encounter things and move through things in a way that feels good and doesn't feel like a whole project and doesn't feel shitty, so you can feel better faster, because all it is you trying to talk to you, because you always want to talk to you, because you're cute and fun to talk to, and don't deserve to carry this shit around. So if you want to, that's fine. Wait till all the dead skin falls off. It's your business. Maybe it's fun for you. Maybe you're a real weirdo. Maybe it's like a gold member situation. That's fine. You're a beautiful angel, a beautiful little star. Do whatever feels right. But if you feel that feeling that I can so like viscerally feel right now, of being so just like irritated and done with it, get it off. Get it off. Go in and the stuff you've been struggling with the last few months, sit with yourself. Be like, hey, me, what can I do? How do I move this off? How do I grow? How do I put this down? What do I do? And just be present with whatever shows up. Maybe you walk out of like a corn husk, like into freedom. Maybe you put something down. Maybe something shows up that you didn't realize was weighing you down. You know? Just have that like compassionate space. And if you have a hard time finding that compassion for yourself, imagine talking to like a baby version of you. Or maybe let like an animal show up. Like whatever shows up. Maybe it shows up and it's just like a cartoon and you see in little speech bubbles. Like let you talk to you however you need to talk to you. And you'll be surprised at how much, in my opinion, like how much better it feels. And how much more quickly you can get there. Like 80% of the stuff that I hear or feel or know is like movie quotes or weird references or songs or whatever, and it moves me through that process of healing so much more quickly. I mean, it's also weird stuff like Bible quotes or passages I haven't read in forever or like whatever, but it is what it is. Just let it show up for you how it shows up for you. Enjoy the new moon, light a fun candle, do something nice for yourself. I love you very much. Mama's got to go watch the All-Star game. Bye, guys. Talk to you soon.